Excellent day, guys. Welcome back to All in One, One and All. My friend and sister Jamoke and myself, we're here. Man, it's so great to have you on this program, man.
And I was just saying a few seconds ago, I feel very excited. I'm feeling myself today. How are you today,
Man,
Dr.
I'm
Harry?
amazing and grateful.
Fantastic. So it's great to be back here. I've had a phenomenal week. I thank God for all of the blessings and miracles and experiences that I've had in the last 1 week.
Okay, that's great. One of the things about what we're in the process of doing is helping to liberate our inner peace, joy, and our abundant nature. It's helping individuals to roll back into their natural state of being, knowing, for some of us, knowing that we had misidentified ourselves coming up. And this channel is dedicated all in one, one and all. It's not about religion. It's a movement that's dedicated to helping individuals to realize their true nature. I have gone through that process over a period of time, and I've been helping a number of other people to realize that as well as I've been helped. And I feel like I have a responsibility, and I know I do, because the level of peace and happiness that I have, the world doesn't touch it. And I want to see more and more people experience life that way, where they're not looking outside of themselves for peace and joy, which it definitely is not available there. And then actually coming to that place within. So I'm really grateful that we made this connection, and that you have embarked on your own realization of this, and now you're seeking to stabilize it and to help others to move in that direction as well. So thank you very much for doing that.
And thank you for leading the charge and being an example that every one of us can emulate. And I learned rightly that religion is not the same with spirituality. Religion is where we label somebody bad and the other one good, and all of us are striving for perfection and believing that we will never achieve it because God is so holy and perfect and we aren't. Meanwhile, spirituality is you just connecting to God and realizing that, really, your human body is never going to be perfect, but you're not just your human body, you're God's spirit within you that directs you and helps you to be perfect, because your spirit is one with Him and you're one with the Spirit of God. But I was sharing with you earlier this week, that was yesterday, about an experience. Because in one of the episodes, we spoke about forgiveness hindering our peace and joy, and how I've moved on to the stage of where now I'm looking to forgive people, because I know that forgiveness is something that you need in your spiritual journey so that you're always peaceful, and in a state of joy. And something happened within the last 1 week that surprised me a little bit, and I wanted you to expand on it. Where I've moved on from being a victim and pointing fingers at other people to say, you did this to me, you did me bad, you did me wrong, I forgive even before you offend me now. I've moved on to the state of manipulating the spirituality within me to manifest the Spirit of God and all His characteristics and attributes within my person, and being affirmative in prayer and determining my own state of mind based on what I call my day, coming out of meditation every morning. But a few friends of mine who I assumed that I had forgiven, they just kept on coming back to my mind, like, what you did was not something that you ought to gloss over. And before, in my victim state of mind, the only way that I would have peace is for me to go into the state of prayer and, just weep and cry and allow all the emotions out, praying to God, and I would only feel peace when I feel like, okay, He's my avenger, He has this covered, I've cast all my burdens onto Him, He's taken my charge, and now I can go without worry. And most times I would normally just get up and feel free, holding no grudge, against the person who offended me. But this time around, because I've moved away from that stage of even reporting you to God and wanting Him to beat you into place, I struggled with I know that there are 5 stages of forgiveness. My willingness to forgive, my forgiving actually by saying I forgive you repeatedly till I feel like it is done, my affirmative prayer, confirming God's goodness into your life, my compassion, trying to understand why you did what you did so I'm not angry with you, because I'm in the space of trying to understand why you did what you did, so sort of being in the other person's shoes rather than condemning them but understanding them, and then getting to the state of even sending them a gift, even though anonymously, just to say that I totally have let you go spiritually, I've forgiven you. And then I just said, hold on a minute, I'm not Jesus Christ.
The universe heard you and responded by showing you, okay, well, you see that you asked, they're these ones.
Wow.
Right? So they come up, and when they come up, they were repressed. So we were repressing them, and usually how they come up to the surface is through an experience in life. So you'll have an experience with somebody, and the energy comes up, and you feel that negative feeling, and you think that person caused it. But what the experience did is seeking to bring to the surface what you were repressing, what you were not conscious of. So forgiveness from others resented, going inside, voiding entirely negative emotions stored subconsciously.
Wow.
So we have all these negative emotions that came from our personal experience, the collective experience of humanity, and when we start to go within, we start to clean. And as you put those forgiveness steps, if you notice that as you're clearing out these individuals, you're feeling lighter, right? Because what's happening to us is that we carry these emotions, right? And the emotions are energy that are clogged up. And what they do is provide like a cake over the natural state. Our natural state is bliss and ecstasy. Downloaded, it becomes joy and peace. Now, that's the natural state. But emotions, so feelings which come from the spirit, they are feeling tones. Peace and joy is not something you have to do to get. You already have them. But the emotions from experience will cover that over and therefore inhibit your experiencing the natural state of peace and joy. That's why when you went through the process of crying and letting go and handing that over, the emotional tension of it and releasing it, you came out feeling better because you released some of those emotions. But that process doesn't cleanse them because the memory of what took place is still there. So when you go through the process of I forgive you until you don't feel emotional charge, you walk in compassion, you see why they did what they did. You get to the stage of praying for them. So you're now praying for them, you're blessing them, you're saying things good about them and their lives and their families. And then move into being able to get to the point of giving them a gift. So now, when you do that, now you're free. Right? And when you have that freedom within, because there's no conflict outside of us, there's only conflict within us. And if you remove the conflict from within your own mind, the peace just naturally flourishes, because what removes or suppresses the peace is the conflict. And the conflict is not with the person, because what the person did is probably a year, 2, 3, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Some people it's from childhood. And the inner conflict of what they did and a memory of it is still there. And every time the memory comes up, the emotional charge comes up with it, right? Because thoughts are linked to emotions and feelings oftentimes. So when we go through that 5 steps, it becomes like the preparation for us really being able to have that clean, deep meditation. So forgiveness, that's something that everybody should engage. In fact, Earth that we're on is really a forgiveness school. If you check it out, every day you have something to forgive somebody. Every day
Very
somebody
true.
rubs you, touches you.
Very true.
This environment. So this school that we're on the planet Earth is really to perfect our loving. And to forgive means to give forth. So what we're seeking to release is our loving nature. And what we tend to do to block it in is what they call unforgiveness, where we literally withhold our love because we got hurt. Something happened, so I'm not going to love you because you did this to me then. And we carry that hurt with us, not realizing what it's doing is blocking the channel through which life flows through us. So the peace, the joy, the abundance that's seeking to live through us can't get to express. So the way forward, those two areas are very important. One, realizing that you're not a victim. There's truly no victim in the world.
Okay.
Victim comes by way of a story of pointing away from ourselves and using circumstances, people, situations to then use it to blame, right? So blame is blocking life. You're blocking the abundant, magnificent expression of life. Blame, blocking life, right? You're blocking your own life when you blame. Because life doesn't come from outside, it comes from within. So once you start to blame, you're literally now creating a blockade to the expression of your own life. And then, as you look at victim, give up the victim story, give up your victim card, hand it in and say, hey man, I'm no longer, it's not Buhari, it's not the government, right? It's those things are happening, those challenges are there, but that's not what's hindering us. What's hindering us is our not accepting the responsibility to change our life circumstances. And then as you move into forgiveness now, because forgiveness is the way out of victim land. You have to forgive all of that stuff, to leave from victim land to now come into the land of being a manifester, to where you start to manifest the things you want, and you start to shift and shape your life circumstances into some sense of what you want to experience. And then there's some other levels that we need to grow into as well. But that's a very good starting point. So
cool.
I hope I helped.
Yes, yeah, because after the conversation with you, actually, I did practice, the affirmative prayer and, choosing to forgive, which I thought I'd already passed the phase, but it was now, okay, so hold them up in your mind and keep on forgiving. So you actually do the activity of, repeatedly saying, I forgive you, till you feel peace towards them, no more anxiety, anxious feelings, or negative emotions towards that person, and I actually have let you go. And so your affirmative prayer for them is true, straight from the heart, is natural, is genuine. You, particularly if someone that you're close to, you're able to pray in tangent with their exact needs that you are aware of. And because you have the Spirit of God in you and you believe that your prayer will be answered, you're actually just pouring blessings into their lives and saying that it is well with you, you're healthy, you're happy, you have peace and joy, you will stop disturbing other people and making them angry. And it helped. The practice actually did help. So I'm grateful for the spiritual journey. I'm grateful also for my own practice of, it's not just theory, it's practical living of daily choosing to forgive people regardless of what they have done towards you and what you feel about what they have done, and choosing not to point fingers at them or what they did or said, but taking responsibility for your own feelings. That I wouldn't normally feel angry if I'm not an angry person. So regardless of what you decide to do, I'm not going to get angry. Rather, I'm going to confess positivity into your life, pray for you, and even send you an anonymous gift. Anonymous because I'm not sending you a gift because I want you to come and say thank you. I truly want you to just get the gift, and it's for me in terms of releasing you truly from my heart, and me knowing that I've truly allowed you to go. So it's a wonderful practice of choosing forgiveness on a daily basis, and not just saying it, but actually practicing it on a daily basis, because really we live in the world and people will anger us. So when you're in traffic and somebody cuts you in traffic now, you can choose to smile at them, which I've started practicing. And normally you would struggle with people in Nigerian traffic because you don't want to live on the road, right? So, but now I would stay and okay, go.
So this is what the process helps us to do. As we let these things go, what we do is we develop something called choice. All right, we get to respond rather than react. All right, you know, and we won't get into that in too much detail because that's like almost another topic. But I think we did well, and you know, man, thank you so much for sharing. I mean, man,
I'm grateful,
oh, man.
you know, to have the opportunity to share. Thank you for having me on the.
So, man, thank you guys, man. Next week we're gonna continue the Peace and the Joy series, and we have some great things coming up. We have some wonderful plans. And that we're going to go into certain areas of discussion, and we're going to have a panel soon that you'll get to hear from. So God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you at the top. You deserve to be there. Bye for now. For those of us who enjoyed this video, even if you didn't fully enjoy it, but leave your comments, all right? You know, please share it with friends, family, you know, individuals that you you know, you'd like to actually learn about what we're talking about. And please subscribe to this channel as well. You know, our goal is to really help more of us as human beings on this planet rise and shine and reveal more of our inner peace, joy, and reveal more abundance. All right. So thank you for your comments. I'm looking forward to reading them. I'll seek to respond to them. I'm having a great time. I hope that you are. God bless you all.